it's like rumored or whatever. That could be
Okay.
potentially clickbait, so
Let's
don't
see.
bother.
Is the stream up? Yep, we are live. Welcome everyone to the stream. I'm a
Wait.
lone wolf. This is a good. This is DVC.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Hi.
What's cracking, y'all?
And there's a lot of shit that's happened this week. If
Oh
you
yes.
if you haven't been following, I think we'll start with or Ark, because
Yo,
that's
how'd your
nice
team
and
names?
hot and fresh.
How'd your team names? What are you doing?
Team names. Oh
Look
yeah,
at all that. Look at all that green you got
there we
floating
go.
up.
I forgot to do that. I think, and yeah. So if you don't follow, there's been a lot of, I guess. Well,
Hmm.
Ark's still nice and fresh, but it's only a matter of time. There's been a little bit of controversy, I guess, between Ark and For Honor. With
Uh.
Ark, especially, if you haven't seen already, if you don't follow Ark, they have just announced the release of a brand new map, Crystal Isles, for PC, which was already available via mods. And I think, you probably knows, it was free, wasn't it? Or did you have to pay for it?
Um.
I believe
No,
it was
because see,
free.
pretty much any creator map on Steam or whatever, like a Structures Plus example, for example, yeah, all that kind of stuff would be free to download. It's just the only thing you would end up being paying for really is just the base game and aberration, extinction, etc.,
Yeah,
things like that.
like the
So no,
official
anything that's a
stuff.
Steam, yeah, the official stuff you pay for, all these kind of maps like Ragnarok, Valguero, Center, those kind of maps, those would be considered free. So Crystal
Okay.
Isles is a free map. I want to emphasize that for a second. It's a free map, right?
Oh wait, there's a max
Continue on,
level
Lone
up
Wolf.
nearby for me.
Of course there
Anyway,
is.
so with Crystal Isles already being free on PC, if you weren't,
Everywhere.
I think the only excuse for it now, I guess the main reason they
Mm.
made Crystal Isles a DLC was because their introduction to being Ark Survival Evolved being available on the Epic Game Store, which, if you don't know, from what I've seen, you can't download mods from. So I don't see why you would do that in the first place,
Right. Might as well go to Steam.
unless you get mods imported, which I know you can do that, but you can't download stuff directly. Any hoozle,
Exactly.
they obviously, if people have seen that, you guys have seen the trailer, you will have seen,
Mm.
like, showing off all the new stuff, the Troboganatus, the which is basically, I want to talk about this, a reskinned tape jar, same
And
bone
it's
structure,
ironic that.
same
It,
bone structure, and
sorry.
same kind of voice and like noises. Continue, DVC.
Okay. So I was gonna tack onto that. It's basically a tape jar that has a different head, but
And has a rocket on its ass.
it's got a rocket on its back, and it has a jetpack. Which, I mean, jetpack flyer. It was only a matter of time before they added something like that. But the, the crux of the problem, if I may,
Yep, go for it.
is the fact that console players are now having to wait until September for Crystal Isles. And I checked the community crunch. I'm looking at the community crunch right now, and there is literally nothing as to. Hang on a minute. Okay, my voice is heard good. I had to check.
Yeah, your
There is
voice is it.
nothing as to why we're being forced to wait so long. There is nothing. They're talking about the event. They're talking about all the new stuff and whatnot. Oh, this is part of the event. This is a part of Crystal Isles. Check out the Crystal Wyverns. Blah blah blah. I will say this though, one positive thing: the Crystal Wyverns or whatever that was in the trailer. That thing looks cool. Like
It looks
it's
really big. I don't know if that's just me. It
it's
looks
you
huge.
know what? It does. It does. That might be an Alpha Crystal Wyvern or something.
Yeah, because it was
But if
also
that's what
feds.
Yeah, that's right. So if that's what the Crystal Wyverns look like, oh, that's really cool then. But herein lies the problem. It's over 2 months. you're
3 months even.
you're basically having us wait until after summer.
Which also is when schools are going to start going back. So
Exactly.
quite a
I mean,
large audience of
well,
Ark players. Well,
well,
most.
assuming this thing, I'm not gonna say words, but this thing were to go away, and we would be able to return to normalcy.
The beer sickness.
The beer sickness, that's correct. But I think I mean, listen, if you've been a console player anytime, you've known that we've had to deal with Disney bullcrap like this for ages now.
You don't
Ever
have to
since
be PC on here, by the way, just so you know.
I'm not alone in the house.
Oh, gotcha. Just
Oh,
check, just making sure.
I would go full tilt, but I'm not alone in the house right now, so
Oh,
I can't. But anyways, the problem is that console players have been getting screwed over since the very beginning.
too true.
Remember all the events? Yeah, we've had to wait for all those. Remember,
I think the first two Fear
Genesis?
Evolves we didn't have access to.
Yeah, we did not get Fear Evolved until this last one. This last one was the only time we got Fear
I
Evolved.
think the only
The
thing we
Christmas
did
event?
get were the zombie wyverns, and even then, obviously, those had to be spawned in.
Yeah, if I remember proper, probably not. But
And even
there's a
then, they were
lot of
useless.
stuff that we just still haven't had access to. Sure, we got the Christmas event. The Christmas event is cool, I guess. We didn't get Turkey Trial. We didn't get Turkey Trial for a long time. We finally got that around after I think it was Extinction came around.
I
And
believe so.
but there was a lot of events that PC and even Xbox got that us on PS4 just didn't get. Xbox got Fear Evolved. Xbox got whatever the heck else other event there is that we just didn't get. We've only gotten Fear Evolved and Turkey Trial in the last year. So events like this, like the birthdays and stuff like that, we end up not getting. Now, sure, we're starting to get events finally. We got the Valentine's Day event. I think we've been getting those,
We got the Beach
but
and 4th of July one from last year.
I yeah, I remember covering that. But when it comes to PS4, these guys tend to drop the ball a lot. But now, with this delay, you also have Xbox thrown into the mix. So Xbox and PS4 are, well,
I would like to
hate to
say
throw
Switch, but Switch I think has been most screwed.
yeah, I know, and I would say, well, for once, Xbox and PS4 are perfectly balanced, as this should not be. Yes, I just said that. Shut up.
I was about to say.
Yes, I just said that, but this is the context is included. It makes the most sense. But I don't know about you, Lone Wolf, but I have had console Arc, well, PS4 Arc, since the very moment it dropped.
I think
Like,
I got
I
it like
was
3 months afterwards, but yeah.
I was standing in the PSN waiting for that price to show up so I could buy it. Like
Yeah.
I was backing out and refreshing, backing out and refreshing, backing out and refreshing, backing out and refreshing, over and over again until that became available. Once I hit that download, I didn't even wait. I started that immediately, and I just made my little dedicated, non-dedicated server,
Wait, BRB, I'll
single
let you
player.
go on.
And you know what? And just from there, it just went from it just took off at that point. And the problem is, and whilst Lone Wolf is gone, the problem is there's no equality. And this is not to contextualize with what's happening in reality right now. Can you stop it? Because what's happening outside in the real world right now is different and is way more important than what's happening with a bunch of video games.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Continue.
Well, I was continuing.
Okay.
But yes, sure, it's a video game. Yes, what's happening? The beer virus is a very serious and
Dangerous thing.
important topic and very dangerous thing.
Stay at home.
But
Don't be stupid.
yeah, wash your stinking hands, you bunch of freaks. But anyways, I oh my gosh, why is my voice cracking? I have been and I will say this, um, I don't know if I want to read this off just yet. Actually,
Now,
probably not.
we'll leave for that for a second.
Oh yeah, we'll wait. But on the bright side, there is the event, which we're getting today.
We are
Which
getting
I mean,
that.
I guess
Is that
it's
confirmed,
fine.
or-
Oh no, we're still getting it.
Okay.
We should be getting it. I just
Which also-
don't have the settings in T Portal yet.
Speaking of this, the event,
Mm.
I'm fine, and I and as well a lot of people are finding it a joke. We've got times for okay on this server. We don't really need to worry about that kind of stuff.
Because it's whatever.
But they've
Boost of this
put
crap.
for the boost, they've got times for taming, times for I think it was gathering.
I
Time-
have it right here.
There you go.
Okay, so it's taming, harvesting, player XP. But
And then we have times 2 breeding.
which includes
So
the
that's-
mating interval, the egg hatch speed, and maturation.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, For Honor is nearly done for me.
Oh, very nice. Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a sec.
98.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, oof, oof, oof. I don't think your channel is ready for my anger.
Oh, don't worry. I don't think my channel's ready for my angle.
Dude, my channel's not ready for my anger.
Alright, hang on.
Like,
Back on topic.
okay. But
And as
if
well.
I were to put
Oh, wait, sorry, yeah, go on.
Go on. Also, if I were to put a cap on my thoughts on everything, it would be my comment that I left on the trailer.
You don't
Which-
go for it.
Lone Wolf, I took a picture of, and I sent it to you and Night Stalker,
I was
and
pissing
the whole
myself
thing had
laughing.
YouTube dying. And you know what? As I was writing
I think-
it, in the back of my head, I was just laughing because, like, dude, you sound so angry right now.
I think we'll leave that in, to close out the arc bit.
Okay, are we closing out the arc bit though?
Oh yeah, and as well, usually if you have been playing Ark, you will know with every new event we get at least some array of new colors, whether it be event colors or mutation colors. But this time round, for the first time ever, we get no new colors. Now, whether that
Not a
means
single one.
we get the old colors back, which they had some decent colors, but like I wouldn't say as good as like the Easter event, for an example.
Easter event is the best colors.
Oh, without a
Actually,
doubt.
Well, the brightest colors.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to consider my personal color choices, I would say Extinction Chronicles has it because I love me some purple. But yeah, no. As far as variety is concerned, Easter event has it, hands down. But yeah, carry on.
But the fact that for the first time ever, they couldn't open up the color wheel and just pick a couple of random colors that they haven't had. It's ridiculous. That would literally take 5 minutes to implement. It's not exactly. I'm guessing from me as a non-game creator standpoint, adding a new color, it can't be that hard. It's like adding a new variable.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
I
But
wonder,
hardly
can I start-
catastrophic. Now, if we don't get even the old colours, then I'll be extra pissed. But again, that has remained to be seen. That event's not even available yet. But I do find it a bit ridiculous. 3 months. If it was a month, I could expect. I would expect that. But the
Right.
fact that we have to wait until 3 months, where a lot of not all, but a lot of schools and like colleges and stuff like that will be reopening, so a large base won't even be able to play it straight away.
Right.
I think we'll close out the Ark section by your very comment. I'll mute my mic because this is too fucking good.
Okay, so Bear in mind, I flub up words very much, so bear with me as I read one of my funniest and also truest rants about Ark Survival Evolved. My calmness is now out the window. Okay, that's it. I've been sugarcoating it for way too long. You guys are literally a freaking joke. You had 2 months to get this map working for console. 2 months. What'd you do? Screw around the whole time? Outbreak or not, literally forcing console players to wait until after summer is a stupid choice and literally makes no sense at all. Not only do you screw over a big portion of your player base, but you literally had plenty of time to get this going. Heck, you could have employed the creators of Crystal Isles to help with the changes, assuming you didn't. If you did, then there's no excuse. I've been dealing with this bullcrap waiting ever since Ark came to PS4. I bought the game the very minute it came out. I've been stuck waiting for way too long. You had us waiting for over a year for a crap map and design like Genesis. You mess up every paid DLC. I'm adding this on right now. With the exception of Scorched, it's other than the storms, it's fine. You had us literally waiting for literally months for a map that is already free. Let's be honest. You're making us wait because Crystal Isles is better than anything any of you lackeys can create for DLC maps that are paid. Aberration was a joke, Extinction is garbage, and Genesis is literally hot garbage that did a fusion dance with crap mechanics. I was on board for this new map, but honestly, you've dropped the ball. I can't even fake my surprise. You failed monumentally. And rant. Oh, if that's not going in a compilation, I don't know what will. Oh no, but I'm laughing. It's so true. It's all true.
If you want,
There is
if you want to see,
no.
if you want to read the rant for yourself, go.
Okay, so if you want to read the rant for yourself, go to the actual Ark
Wait, what?
Survival Evolved channel.
What? Wait, one sec. Wait, I'm just gonna respond to this comment quick. Kamikaze Devil. Why am I still playing a game that is such a failure? Do we really want to talk about that, DVC? Would
We have our own little universe with my map and the way things are modified. So all these different changes and whatnot that all the official players and other things have to worry about, it's not something we need to concern ourselves with. We don't have a readme timer. We don't have to wait, 13 hours for a Giga Egg to hatch. It'll hatch in like what, 5 minutes? All the things that would be considered a problem for your average like Ark player is non-existent for us. So why do we still play the game? Because we found a way to have it still be enjoyable. And is the game in some aspects still enjoyable?
yes,
Well,
as what as a lot of people
preference,
find.
I suppose.
If you want to talk about a game being such a failure, why are very big YouTubers and streamers still playing it?
Mm-hmm.
Example, Aaron Longstaff, Jade Plays Games, Syntac, and quite a lot of people, even including Royale with Cheese. So tell me, does a game with a very still large player base sound like a failure to you? And if it does, go back to playing Fortnite, because that's probably what you still find as a good game.
If you find that game good, then you clearly haven't lived yet. Might I recommend Halo?
Oh wait, let me invite Knight into here. I forgot to invite him. Yeah, There you go. I've got to
Oh
invite him
man,
up
I'm
as well.
sad he missed my rant.
Oh, you're lagging a little bit.
That's fine. You know what? I started For Honor yet, and by the way, um,
Oh god,
it's
we'll
gonna
get to
it's
that.
gonna turn it's gonna turn which
Hey, Nights, I have got to invite you.
there's Night Stalker.
We were just responding to this guy's comment on my stream, saying, why are we still playing a game that's such a failure? AKA Ark. Yeah, but you wouldn't call Ark, you wouldn't call Ark
The
dead
rant.
though, would you? Would you class Ark as dead? Or actually, so is this guy as such a failure, sorry. How so? Not really. Yes.
Right, I mean,
I think if... Yeah, but meshing's on PC, so you can't count that.
mesh.
Oh, okay. I thought you were on my console. No. I got confused though. But at the same time, you compare it to the bugs, but you also still compare it to the very large player base that's still playing it. I won't count it as a failure. I would count it as... It has a little bit of work to do, but it's not failure. A failure is what's it? That shitty game Fortnite. That's a failure. Yeah, played, and also the emphasis on played until I actually grew a taste for a game. I forget. I think the last time I actually played it was around like, I think August last year. It's been it's almost been half a year. And I can imagine. I don't care what people say. It's probably still shit. It's still a shit game. Honestly,
Oh, why people it.
I wouldn't be
Played it for
surprised.
like minutes. Done. I played, I think, 2 matches. The second match, freaking Curtis. I like it at all.
Oh, there we go. For uninstalled. And I only want
Yeah.
the only reason I even tried to stick with that shitty game was because there was nothing really else. But now that you've got For Honor, you have Ark, you have
Also have
Destiny. Even now, that's even you downloaded, DVC.
You know what? Say this. It's not Halo. Will do. It's
I
not
have-
called.
You should never. You can't compare it to a console exclusive.
Person.
If it's
Well,
like
concern.
you could compare it. You can compare it to Call of Duty, I'd say. Well, not even COD. True.
It's not.
It's all multiplayer.
Oh,
There's no like non-multiplayer extent to it.
The
Don't quote me on that.
yes,
I don't play Xbox because
the
clearly
moment
PS4.
is that G and Bull to and over the who pretty much screwed. Let's be honest here. But yeah, no, that's fine. I'll take it.
Cool. Alright.
But
For Honor.
speaking of, oh man, I wanted to say,
What about For Honor?
if you want to thoughts, my channel.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll even try to put either the link in the chat or the link in the description. Because I agree with that, what a lot of DC has said already, but saying that...
I'm gonna start.
You do that.
Mm-hmm.
For Honor. The game that has literal no honor in
Oh,
fighting. I don't know.
it's uh,
I think it should be over in like half an hour. Yeah, oh, I found that. I think I might have found that 450. It was a trilobite.
looks
Anyway,
uh,
anyway, so if you guys haven't seen
oh,
already, with For Honor's latest update, they have added quite a lot of balancing to it, and I'll even kind of go through each of the things one by one because I feel like that's going to be I get an actual like fair opinion on
there's
it
so
on
much
everything.
on the TV screen.
So we'll start with Yom. I might talk about the Centurion rework, but I think anyone that has actually played For Honor have at least heard about the Centurion rework.
This after one of my
So Jormungandr. If you haven't already heard, there's okay. Regardless, Knight, shut up. Regardless on what you think of Yorm,
oh yeah, still maintenance.
regardless on what you think of Yorm, what happened to Yorm and Hitakiri was they got over enough. I'll go on Hito in a bit, but I think I saw this as a Reddit post. And I think DVC you sent it to me. This is actually a really good point from what I saw. If you keep over nerfing heroes, the I guess the variety on what people are going to start playing is going to grow less and less until you have only the good ones. And by only the good ones, I mainly mean probably the spamming assassins or people that find a way to abuse the moveset with. Saying
When
that,
it's true, yeah.
with Yorm, they with his openers, or at least his TH opener, it has been increased by 200 milliseconds, which is it's not exactly good though. And with his the SH opener, it's been increased by 100.
And
But now
um, so
here's
attacking.
another thing though. Serpent Smite, aka his one of his dodge heavies, has been increased by 600 milliseconds. And I will admit, initially 100. I will admit, for a heavy dodge, that was pretty fast. But the fact they increase it by 600 is overkill.
Mhm.
And okay,
Well,
with the stamina drain, I think this was one that was needed though. Regardless of what regardless of what your opinions on Fauna, not Fauna, Yorm, whether he was overpowered or underpowered. They have reduced all his stamina drains. They haven't stated by how much. They've only stated reduced on all the melees. So that has to be yet to see if that's going to be like like 1/20th of your stam or whatever. That part has yet to be seen. So I can't until maintenance is over in another give or take half hour, depending if they've
it's
yes, but again depending on by how much. Because if they made it so minuscule, I think they might as well have just removed it or maybe used it for like something else. Now, for his finishers, the light melee finisher are now frame disadvantaged. I'll be honest, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't. Oh yeah, I saw it because it was saying like it used to be if we're going off like the lights, it used to be Yorm Yorm, Yorm Yorm. I'm just going to quote the devs here. But now with this, it's going to be Yorm Yorm UU, and then whatever goes on after that. Or like Yorm Yorm U, whatever, depending on what moves you use. And heavy finisher guard, heavy finish. Oh wait, heavy finish to heavy finisher guard break can now be succeeded. I'm not quite sure about that one. I'll be honest. Like don't have an exact opinion on that one as of yet. We'll have to kind of see how that turns out to be, but yeah, I think unless there's something else, that was all for the Yorm changes. As you can see, if you're going to then compare them to what we'll talk about later, the other heroes, the others have minuscule. I think I'll talk about one now. Lawbringers, I think his buffs, like his nerfs, he lost 10 HP and his, I think it was either his kind of flip or his pike, kind of, not pike, but where he like drags you across the map or whatever, that's had a little bit more sense to it, which is good. That's because before there would be situations where you would get it off where it would have no reason you should have gotten it off. And I think JJ, he lost 5 HP. That's it. That, like, nothing else, nothing on his light spammer, even though, correct me if I'm wrong, JJ's, same time, isn't JJ a heavy or is he a, hybrid? Because I believe he is the heavy of the Wu Lin, isn't he? Knight. JJ's the heavy of the Wu Lin, correct? Yeah, and they haven't done anything to his lights, or maybe his choke, because his choke is ridiculous. Like, that can basically delete almost all of your stam and you can't do anything about it. If you're in that choke, you can just say all your stam is gone. So, nothing on that.
Yeah.
But 5 HP is taken from him. That's not even a light. Actually, I think that only barely counts as one light. So, that's nothing. Okay, Hitakiri. I think the part that, ironically, the two controversial nerfs were also the least, were also the starting ones. Okay, interruptible stance. An uncharged heavy opener no longer gets interruptible stance. So, well, yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. His sweep, and this doesn't really affect a lot of Hitakiri mains, because if you actually main Hito and know how to play them, you won't be using the sweep a lot. But the sweep is now at... Knight, shut up whilst I'm trying to do my stream, otherwise I'm just going to mute you because I'm trying to read this. Oh, Knight, shut the fuck up. Bradley Lamar, hello, how are you? How's your day going? Okay. And again, if you actually play Hito, like people actually respect themselves, this doesn't affect you. But the sweep has been increased by 200 milliseconds, and was originally 800, so up to 1,000. That's not much, especially since the sweep's meant to catch you off. It's not meant to be there. And even so, it's not exactly hard to dodge the sweep, as it is, because you can just dodge back and it won't hit you. So that doesn't really change much. Now, the light finishes. Yeah, the light, yeah, there's no enhanced light finishes or lights. Knight, actually, seriously, like, shut up, please. Okay, there is now time for the opponent to dodge the light finisher, which, you know, depending on who you're fighting, that's, well, actually, there's, yeah. But here's the main topic on what people are talking about as far as Hitakiri goes. Senbon Sakura, which, if you don't know how far... Okay, now I'm going to mute now until this is over, because you're kind of being annoying. Okay, Senbon Sakura is now considered a top unblockable attack, therefore parryable. If you don't wait, 1 second. Okay. If you don't know how For Honor works, you get 4, I guess, secondary abilities called feats. You unlock them by, doing damage and gaining points in a match. Senbon Sakura is one of Hito's 4th and aka final feats. Which basically what it was essentially an instant kill. But in the sense of, I think it took quite a few seconds to actually get off. I think it's like something like 3, around 3 seconds, would you say, DVC? DVC. You there? Okay, I can't hear DVC. But give or take 3 seconds. That is the controversial part. Because in turn to basically one of DVC... not DVC's. Hitakuri's main abilities, and honestly one of the more unique ability, feats in the game, I'd say pairing that next to Yorm's final feat, where he takes a hammer and does like a ground slam, and anyone in the AoE is knocked on their feet. So those two are like one of the more unique. But the fact is that... Oh wait, 1 second, let me get DVC in here again. The fact is that they go ahead and basically almost destroy what was making Hitakuri, set a lot of people, including me and DVC, in uproar. If you saw my Twitter, you'll see, granted, I have reinstalled it, because I don't know why, I still have yet to figure that out. But I, in turn, did delete the video game. And I think it affects DVC, I'd say affects DVC more, because it was Hitakuri.
Invite.
True.
Hitakuri was their literal main, and the first to get to rep 70. Oh, yeah, there you go. I was about to say, who said invite?
Hello?
Hello. There we go, I can hear you now. For some reason I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Jeez Louise. About time.
Yeah, would you say Senbon was around 3 seconds to get off? It's like from start to finish, not just like whilst you're in the air and that.
Hito's full Senbon?
Yeah.
Give
or take 3 seconds to get off.
Boo-hoo crying.
I wouldn't even say 3 seconds.
Boo crying.
Literally any 4th feat that is meant to instant kill. Or at least do extreme damage.
Yes. Which I believe if you did have if you did have like an overshield of sorts, example, if you had a full Black Prior shield, it would actually you would survive the Senbon. So I guess in turn it wasn't a full instant kill.
And you know what? I'll say you bring up that rep 70. As a max rep, and really after the initial shock, and really looking into it, Senbon is a move that is only effective with punishes. So if you parry someone and throw them on the floor, that's when you Senbon. You only really ever should be using that feat when people are already on the ground. Like off of a wall splat, or literally I've only ever used Senbon to, one, get people to back off, because you can dodge it.
Yeah,
you can dodge literally any feat that literally is thrown at you. You can dodge it. BP can pancake flip it, and anyone that has a bash can literally put a stop to it. Literally, I have a clip on Twitter that literally showcases that if you throw someone at Hito, Senbon will stop.
Starring yours truly.
If you bash her, it will be stopped.
And
Really, there's...
before... Well...
In comparison, Senbon's not as powerful, not that big of a deal when you consider that 90% of the characters that are in the game can put a stop.
Ah, fuck you, Knight. Yeah, fuck it, he's
Jeez Louise. The reason it's irritating is because it's a fourth feat. Any other fourth feat cannot be stopped. Spear Storm, Catapult, once it gets started, you can't stop it.
And
that's
also,
what's irritating.
Jormungandr's
that's the part
fourth
that
feat,
people...
the Hammer Slam.
Almost.
Sorry.
Almost.
Yes.
By the way, Hammer Slam, since you're talking about it, can also be stopped.
Okay.
Any fourth feat that literally is just an AoE can be stopped. These projectile feats that can beat, they cannot. Once it's started, there's no stopping it. Spear Storm, yeah, that thing kills you in 2 hits. Arrow Storm, if you get hit by that first one, you're stuck. You're just stuck unless you have an overshield. Fire Flask, the only way to really survive that is if you put a Stalwart Banner down. Now, why is Senbon's nerf irritating? Because you can't parry other fourth feats. That's why it's irritating. It is an unfair change to a character that, honestly, you shouldn't really be using Senbon very often anyway. Let's be real here. But as someone who spent a long time playing that character, Senbon Sakura is not as bad as people make it sound. The people that wanted this nerfed are the ones that got smacked by it the most. Have I been smacked by Senbon? Yes. Was it annoying? Yes. But guess what? It's also my own fault for being in the position to be hit by it. Can you dodge it? Yes. You wait for the axe to come down, and if you're BP, you can pancake flip it.
Which quite
you wait for the axe to come down, you can literally side dodge. And also, what's on my Twitter, by the way, Lone Wolf. Can I finish, please?
Yeah.
Also on my Twitter is literally a bot Kensei who had his back turned that dodged it. A bot Kensei dodged Senbon at the actual absolute perfect time. So, if a bot can do it, this was a level 2, by the way, if a bot can do it, any person should be able to. If you're still okay, I'll say that at this point. After Senbon's nerf, if you're still whining about getting hit by Senbon, that's your own fault. It's your own fault. Unless you got hit stunned, there's no reason you should be complaining about Senbon. None whatsoever. You can still, if you do not, is parrying it all that bad? It sounds worse than it is, but really, no. It's not.
I think though, we don't exactly, as far as the
okay, time out, both of you. Time out, both of you. If you guys can unmute each other, you guys are literally.
Yes, I only muted Knight. There you go. I only muted you because you're being annoying as I was trying to read it. Anyway. I think we can only know how bad the parrying is once the servers go live. As far as the skill base of players, and judging by they haven't done anything to increase or decrease how long it takes for Senbon to be taken up, I can imagine only how bad the Senbon is, or at least for PC players. In the sense of, they're over there, they're all parry gods. So,
let's be real here.
Keeping that in mind, I think it's only a matter of time before we get the verdict on how bad it is for console players.
from like Freeze or something, which
Yeah,
he's definitely gonna end up doing, no doubt. Freeze, Infinite, those kind of guys that literally make it a point to cover this kind of thing. But I'll end by saying this. Initially, it is irritating because the problem I have is that you're nerfing that one, but not doing anything to the other fourth feats.
agreed.
That's where I draw the line. That's where I get annoyed, kind of bothered.
I agree.
If you're gonna nerf feats, take a look at all of them, not just the one character because a handful of people don't know how to dodge. That's my opinion.
I can second that opinion.
Like,
And in aspects, I think Senbon could have used a nerf, but not as
the
a
range.
but not as a drastic nerf as making it parryable, like literally any other just move in the game. Obviously to an extent, unless it's a guard break or an unblockable. Well, even then, you obviously can parry unblockables. But I feel like this was too drastic of a change, and like you said, DVC, as well as far as Yorm goes, these changes should have been taken to testing
The
first
testing grounds.
before
That's
making
why it
it
exists.
official.
And see that's another thing. You have testing grounds to literally. It's like, hey, here's a change we want to implement. What do you think? The Centurion nerf or rework that was tested. Elements of it were not enjoyed, so they took a bunch of time to fix it. Why not give everything that treatment? And I said this to my cousin, who's a Centurion man. You gotta rework one of my favorite characters in the game, and the reason that I even took the game seriously got utterly
Destroyed.
decimated.
And I think,
Centurion got reworked, and Hito's defenses were utterly freaking destroyed. Her
and as far
trade
as
capabilities are gone.
Yorm goes, I think my thinking of it is, I think there were almost too many nerfs, because that takes
Yeah.
away a lot of what makes. Is it? This is no PvP. Wait one sec. Someone's in the. One sec.
Oh my gosh, the servers are still under maintenance. Are you serious right now?
Anyway, yeah. It's not for another 14 minutes until the servers come up. And that's give or take. It might take like an extra 5 minutes or something, because it's. Anyway, yeah. So Yorn got. Yeah, Yorn got overnerfed, Hito got decimated, and as far as everyone else, I feel like Yorm and not Yorm, JJ and Lawbringer got it least. They're least affected. They got
They got the kid
5 and
gloves.
10 health taken away from them respectively. Which, if you ask me, is a joke. Well, actually, Lawbringer obviously had some more like logic to one of their abilities, but that makes sense. Adding
Okay,
logic or whatever makes
logic in a game where character warriors can teleport. Sure.
Well, yeah, we don't talk about that.
Oh, we
Okay,
don't.
no. Alright, anyway.
Hmm.
Okay, Shigoki. I am seeing a lot of Shigoki mains, including, I think, Tony, actually. Pretty sort of upset with some of these changes, but obviously not as upset as, example, Hitakiri mains. Okay, light opener was increased by 100 milliseconds, and the heavy opener was increased by 33. And I think So the heavy opener charge, so that's, yeah, is no longer immune to guard break during the change portion.
Charge
Charge
portion.
portion. Sorry, I've got cracks on my screen. I can't read anything properly.
Which,
So, yeah, that's kind of remains to be seen on how well or unwell that's going to be taken.
well, all the changes really.
True. But at the same time,
But
no
you know
one's
what?
going. No one.
I'll say this much about JJ and Lawbringer. They have second wind. They can get their health back. They can get that health back. It's kid gloves.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. It's really not.
Speaking of second wind, as for going back to Hito just for a second, Hito doesn't have any other good 4 feats as far as trying to replace Senbon. You have the regen to get your health back, and then you have, I think, Fear itself, correct?
Yeah, and really,
Which
a healing feat for your fourth.
not good.
What? I mean, sure, it's fine. It's an alternative to heal on block, but considering
You're gonna
freaking the
have
new meta is throwing out 50,000 lights before anyone can do anything, that's pretty much useless.
pretty much. I think that was all for Shigoki as far as those. Yeah, okay, yeah, here we go.
Honestly,
JJ lost 5
Shidogi
HP.
changes. I mean, that kind of stuff should be put in the testing grounds like the others.
Agreed.
But is the startup on charge heavies good for someone like say Zanhu? Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah, definitely. And that character, I mean, everyone and their twin sister and their gay best friend is saying that guy or gal, whichever one you use, needs to be looked at and actually either buffed or reworked to actually have some actual defenses other than superior block. Because superior block's a freaking joke.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone can agree with that. Superior block is useless.
Also, I have a gay best friend, so I can definitely say that.
Okay, let's see. Actually, Nuxia, and I've heard another pronunciation of it. Nuxia. Nuxia.
I've heard Nusia.
Yeah, I've heard Nuxia. I don't know.
Nusia. That's what I've heard.
Fairs. Oh, that's another one then. So yeah, I've heard Nuxia, Nuxia, and Nusia. Which one, if anyone, just want to say like 1, 2, or 3, which one is, I guess, the correct pronunciation?
The last one.
Is
according to those
Nusia.
linguists that cover the
Us
voice lines
linguinists.
and like. I mean, I'm not Mandarin or Chinese, but I follow a lot of people that care about this kind of thing, and I've heard Nusia be the pronunciation, but Nuxia, whichever, it's fine. Some people say Janhu, it's actually Janhu, but whatever.
I say Slundo a lot because I can never get the pronunciation of it right.
I mean, it's Sunda is the male, but again, whatever.
Pretty much.
I mean, the female Hitakiri's name is Sakura, but people still call her that instead of Hito, but whatever.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna say Nuxia, because that's what I've always said. Actually, got a couple of buffs here actually. So buffs and reworks, I'd say. Buffs, nerfs, whatever you want to change it to. So infection now causes a light hit reaction when cast, and I've seen some confusion on what that exactly means. What I personally think it means is that initial kind of almost knockback when you get hit by a light, that's going to then take place to when you cast infection. I say cast like it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not going to do the damage as like a light, because obviously, how are you supposed to determine that? Who's light or whatever? So I don't think that's going to exactly be anything huge, unless you're going to use that in combination with like someone else's move, maybe. Let's see. It now lasts for 10 seconds for 10 possible ticks of damage. It was initially 6.9 for 6 ticks. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I feel like that should have been maybe taken to the test, but I feel like basically 3 seconds isn't huge. But I think a lot of these should have been taken to the testing ground. It now deals 10 damage per tick. It was initially 5 for the first tick, and then it was plus 3 for every tick after that. So that's not so much of a buff or a nerf. I feel like the initial few seconds, like 2 seconds maybe, it's a buff. But then it's been nerfed for then the last seconds after that. So take it how you will. I feel that's a good one, because then it doesn't keep stacking the damage for the basically 7 seconds. The cooldown has been increased to 120 and was initially 180. So that's going to be 120 seconds anyway. So that's going to be a good one, I think. A lot of these, I don't think a lot of people are talking about Nuxia though, because they're not exactly a very played character. I think. Would you agree, DVC?
Hmm.
Would you agree Nuxia is not a very played character?
You don't see Nuxia very often, but you see a lot of gladiators, Orochis, shamans, Zerfs. Not a lot of Nuxia.
And I'll take it my words how you will. I'd say Nuxia is underrated. They're not terrible.
Any character that doesn't get played is underrated.
Okay, true, but like, as far as assassins go, then a lot of assassins are just by default scummy because of their how people will abuse the moveset or abuse one singular move. Example, with Peacekeeper, a lot of people that play Peacekeeper will try and abuse the bleed. And I guess same can be said for Gladiator. Even though they're not an assassin, I'm just...
The gladiator is an assassin.
Oh. Oh, I thought they were... I don't know why I thought they were hybrid.
The only hybrids in the knights are Lawbringer and Centurion.
Fucking course. Okay, ignore my stupidity there.
Which Lawbringer should be heavy, but we're not gonna have that conversation.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. That's let's see. The radius has been decreased by a meter, sort of as like the I guess the effect of infection has been decreased, which depending on how close a lot of fights can be, I don't think that's exactly going to matter a whole lot. In the sense of maybe zone fights, for an example. But we'll have to see. They improved the visual feedback, which is obviously really good. And Deadly Duet, this one caught my eye. It now increases damage dealt by 20%, which obviously that's gonna be really nice. And I think that's the lot of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
much.
no. Oh wait, there's one for BP.
Yeah, he can't get a freaking pancake flip off of explosions, which
was ridiculous.
Fine.
Oh no, I don't care what you say. It wasn't a move, so it was
it kind of funny? Was it kind of funny to to actually do? Well, yeah. Does it look silly to get yeeted off of a ladder from an explosion that went off like across the map from you? Yeah, it was silly, but it also kind of funny, but really just should not have existed. Like everyone says that shouldn't have existed, so that one's fine. Can you really call it a nerf? No, it's just
more like
fixing
balancing.
an already
not even
silly mechanic.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So obviously that's going to be good for a lot of people that I guess got affected by that. I personally never got affected by it. Or if I did, it might have happened like one time. But for the most part,
It happened to me on accident. Because a BP was fighting one of my mates, not you guys, but a BP was fighting one of my mates, and they like did their odd Profundius with my bombs right in front of them, and I got yeeted off a ladder. Of course, I'm wondering what the heck just happened because I'm across the map and I got thrown on the floor for some reason. I'm like, wait, what the heck is going on? Oh, BP just did odd Profundus off your bomb. What?
yeah.
And so we went into the custom match just to check it out, and sure enough, got yeeted right off the ladder, yeeted off right off the top rope, as some people would call it, off of an explosion that has nothing to do with that happened nowhere near me. Was that silly? Well, yeah, it shouldn't have existed. I think Matt, you were about to say something. No, okay, okay, but yeah, no, that's really just that's. Like with the health decreases, that's not really anything. It's just something that shouldn't have existed in the first place. So whatever.
And I think, what's the only thing you might have would have liked to see as far as buffs or nerfs, apart from, oh yeah, is like anything you would have maybe liked to see?
Obviously, all these changes I would have loved to see implemented into the testing grounds. I mean, for frick's sake, you put Centurion's rework into the testing grounds, and people didn't like certain aspects, so you spent a lot of time fixing that. Which, I mean, yeah, sure, it's a whole characters hold pretty much a grand portion of a character's moveset. Any huge changes, should be considered and placed into the testing grounds. Any change like that. Whether you hate the character, love a character, think a character is underrated, blah blah blah, whatever your opinion on any character is, any substantial change to a character's kit, like with Centurion, or even what's happening with other characters getting substantially nerfed or buffed, all that kind of stuff should be put into the testing grounds. That's why it exists. Ignoring that and just saying, oh, we're going to do this, and no one can really put a stop to it, that's silly. If I'm going to spend money on your game, and this for the battle pass and all that kind of stuff, my thoughts should be considered. If you want my money, you should consider my opinion on things. And just deciding to nerf these characters or buff these characters and things of that nature, that is to give a middle finger to your player base. That's wrong. That is where I get angry. That is where I say that you're screwing over your player base. Was I irritated? Yes. Do I have every right to be irritated? Yes. Does anyone have a right to be irritated, especially if you're buying the battle passes and all that stuff? Absolutely. Yes. You're putting your money into this game, and they're screwing you over. That's wrong. No matter how much you hate a character, love a character, whatever you have in between, that right there is wrong. Regardless of what anyone has to say about any character. You want my money? Actually treat me like a person. That matters.
I mean,
sure,
at least the game's not won by EA.
For Honor. Well, we're not going to talk about EA. EA is crap. But yeah, no,
I can just hear
really,
the hordes of...
That's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. You want my money, and you treat me like nothing. You don't deserve my respect or my money. Good luck with your game. That's really where I draw the line. And is it ready now?
I was about to say, when you made obviously EA being trash, I could just hear the hordes of FIFA fanatics running in, being keyboard warriors. I could hear it.
And see, this is the part where we literally have the Iron Man suits. We flip down the mask and go guns ablazing like that scene in freaking Iron Man 2. Which, let's be honest, that little bit is just
nice. There we go.
Well, you know what? If you want to see someone rip into these changes. Hatless man. Hatless man.
I think I might have seen that.
He tore into these changes like monumentally, and he even said what I've been saying. This kind of stuff should be put into the testing grounds first. He even said that. Is he a decent sized channel? Yeah. You say, screw these changes. That stuff should have been put in the testing grounds.
Should you
Norm
subscribe to
changes.
him? Yes. Should you
I
subscribe to DVC?
would.
Yes.
I mean, if you want.
Should you subscribe to me, even though I don't upload a lot? Yes.
I mean, if you would quit hiding your videos, maybe you would actually get more subscribers. Just saying.
I'm not hiding my videos.
Yes, you are.
You have no proof.
Oh, I don't? I can get proof.
Interesting. How? Anyway,
Let's see.
would you for as far as other characters, was there or any more buffs on Earth? Was there anything you would have maybe have liked to have seen?
No, not really. I would love to have see. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again here since you're asking. Zanhu really needs some work. I mean, literally everyone says Zanhu needs work. Literally everyone. Oh, by the way, it's up, guys.
Oh, sweet. I'll check that out in a second. Apart from that,
Okay, I'm gonna start stream.
I would like to see a nerf / not nerf to Shaolin. I think their teleports. I'm not saying remove it. Okay, don't keyboard warriors shush for a sec.
I will fight you.
I would like to see maybe some type of implementation where the person you're teleporting to has to be in your view. So even if
you know
they're
what? Actually, that doesn't sound too bad.
even if you can see them halfway across the map, as long as you can see them, you can teleport to them. Because that stops then those that stops those almost like indoor type zone maps for Dominion. It stops those just immediate ganks when you're already potentially struggling as it is to fight off the gank.
And then here
depending on
comes
your player
Shaolin with
level.
his bomby puffle and freaking sweep.
Exactly. So I'd like to.
I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna start up my stream now since this thing is now able to go. So
And I'm gonna end the stream since I think I've said all I want to say. Ark, Wildcard, Ubisoft, sort your shit out. Alright. And I think, that's going to be it. Check out DVC's channel, link in the description down below. Also on the, if you look at my channels tab, you should see his channel there, so shameless plug. Go follow.
Not really. Shameless plug would be if I said it.
True. Go follow our Twitters. Why not? I post some interesting stuff over there. And I think that's going to be it. I'll see y'all in the next stream. Or wherever.
Whenever you like. Do anything.